Hi guys, Jason from JVA Carpy Adventures, and yet you join me on yet again another Friday after work o'clock back at Mousehole for another Mousehole Diaries. This is going to be Mousehole Diaries vlog number 72, but before we get into it, let's just roll that intro. Alright guys, so like I said, I'm at Mousehole again this week on Kingfisher and I'm in swim 11. Now, a few things I'm going to cover off. So firstly, this week I'm doing something different guys. I've not had loads of success here recently. I know my last visit I had one, but if you go over my last 4 or 5 visits, I haven't had many fish at all. So I'm going to do something different, and I thought I'd do some old school baits, and I will show you them in a minute guys, but essentially I'm going for cheddar cheese, mussels, some pepperami, and I will be putting out solid bags that do have Mousehole's own bait, which is monster baits in there, so I think it's beast in there at the minute. 2 rods are definitely, for the whole weekend, will either be cheddar cheese, mussels, and trust me, these stink, or pepperami. So, going to try something new. Now, I got here and checked the weather and believed it was going to rain, and it did, but I had enough time to literally get the bivvy up, get the bed in, get the camera gear in and the boat in, and that was it. Then it started to rain, so I am hot because I've had my anorak on, my waterproofs, and actually it's just about to start raining again, so I'm glad I started doing this bit in here. So what else to say, it's been a bit of a busy week for me guys, so whilst it's raining and all the rest. So I've had massive problems with my teeth, which was giving me absolutely hell all week. I had 4 fillings on Monday or whatever, and then it's just been absolutely killing me. Went back yesterday and fortunately done some root canal treatment and it's relieved the pain massively. So I'm a happier chappy today than I was yesterday, I'll tell you that much. Something really exciting for me this week, and that I was really looking forward to and I really enjoyed and it was really worthwhile. I went and had some casting lessons with Terry Edmonds over in Essex. So obviously Terry Edmonds, one of the best casters in the country, if not the best caster in the country, and he's been doing lessons for about 20 years I believe. So I did mean to go up and meet him last year, but I had some issues with a repetitive strain injury in my arms, and also it wasn't worthwhile going. So I did get there. I'll show you a clip of how I ended up. In fact, I'll give you a bit of the story. I'm not going to give away any of these trade secrets obviously guys. You know, if you want to go and see him, go see him, but it's thoroughly worthwhile. His focus isn't on getting you more distance or anything like that. It's just about getting the technique correct. I did improve my distance, I'll tell you about it. So my normal line, if you see it, I always have that purple line, which would DPF 15. It's not really adequate for long distance casting, it seems, because I did crack off whilst I was there. Now it is a 15-pound line, but it's a 0.32 diameter. So the advice I was given is, you know, minimum if you're doing really long distance, you want to be on 0.38. So I've got the DPF 18 coming, sorry. So it's still not quite a 0.38, but it's much thicker than the 0.32. So that will be going on for next week. Anyway, so what happened is, we put a leader on, the knots were too big, it was dying down, and then he very nicely put 250 metres of his own Kaizen line on, which is a 0.38. So my first cast on 0.33, which is he gets you to cast and, you know, see where you're at, essentially, with your casting, and he says there's no bad cast, so we just see where you're at, was only 20 wraps. Please bear in mind, it was a really strong crosswind that day. It was very windy, and it did rain. So it was due to rain, and there's real high winds there, like 25-30 mile an hour crosswind. So it wasn't my furthest casting, but doesn't matter. I wasn't there to do the furthest, I was just there to get better. So that was on 0.32. So I did 20 wraps, 0.32. Not great, but it was okay. By the end of the day, I was then using 0.38 line, so much thicker line, much heavier line, and I was at 32 wraps, which I was quite accurate as well, so I was very happy with that. I am going to keep practicing my technique. I probably won't cast that way for all of my casting, but certainly for distance casting, there is definitely a technique and he will teach you it. If you want to do that, guys, I will make sure I leave the details below to get in touch with him. It's very straightforward, to be fair. If you just type in Terry Edmonds either in Facebook or Instagram, you'll get hold of him and then you can just instant message him. So it's been a busy week. Really pleased to be back here at Mousehole. My last fishing trip was on Elson's Lake with my mate Matt, which was a good trip, and that'll be coming out, oh sorry, that would have already come out by the time this comes out. So it looks like the rain's dying off, guys, so I'm going to get my rods out and then I'll come back to you and let you know what's on what and where. And my door's just dropped down. Speak to you in a while, guys. Alright, well, just thought I'd show you what's going out. They are on simple hair rigs, guys. Obviously we've got the cheddar cheese, mussel, and that's just a beast wafter in a solid PVA bag. That's what I'm putting out for Friday night. Tomorrow we'll get the pepperami on, but for now that'll do. Evening all. Well, I just thought I'd give you a bit of an update. So obviously this weekend I'm doing mussels, cheese, and I will be doing pepperami tomorrow, and then just one of Monster Bait's beast in a PVA bag. So whilst I was setting up, a unit did jump out to the right hand margin, so I thought I've got to put one there. So I whacked one of the mussels over there. Within about 20 minutes it went off. It was only something small, it was only a small roach. Well, actually it wasn't a small roach, it was a big roach, but it wasn't a carp. So I was in the middle of doing the middle rod, so I got the middle rod out, got the left hand rod out, thought right, alright, let's do this one. So I'm doing mussels, but I should also say I made some paste, guys, and it's hemp oil and mussels blended. So I got the mussel, dumped it in the paste, spooned it on, underarm cast it out to the margin. As I was about to put the bobbin on, it ripped off. The line got caught, there's a load of foliage in front of me, it got caught in that quite badly. I couldn't free it, I thought I'd lost the fish. I was able to get my bait boat hook, sort of unhook it from the branch, give it a bit of line, and then it went off again, so I knew it was still on, so I ended up getting into open water, caught it, and I had a lovely 19-pound-8 mirror. So let's show you that now, guys. Alright guys, sorry the picture's a little bit wonky. So I can't believe that, I've got fish super quick. So I'm trying the mussels, cheese and another boilie today. Threw the mussel out and it had like a roach within about 5 minutes. Done my other 2 rods. Thought, right, let's chuck it in, and I've made a paste as well, which is hemp oil and mussels. Threw it out literally on the drop. I've had a bite, and it's 19-pound-8 mirror. It is gorgeous, guys, so let's get her up for you. I can't believe I've had a fish this quick. Wow, really cool, very happy about it, guys, obviously, as I'm sure you can tell. I dare say she's an absolute beaut, but I think she's going to play up, so let's have a look what she's like. There you go, guys, look at that absolute beauty on that one. Very happy days. I'll get some pictures and we'll get it back. Alright guys, well, my first coming in at 19-pound-8, a beautiful mirror on the mussel and a little bit of paste. Yeah, I didn't think she was going to wait that one. Wow. Alright, she flew out. Happy days, guys, very happy with that. Super quick bite for me. Okay, as you can see, that's a pretty good start for me, guys. I've never used mussels before in my life, so God, I'll tell you what, I'll be using them again. So I've literally just got everything, because I didn't have the cradle set up, I didn't have my weigh-in tripod set up. I was still in the midst of trying to get set up, guys. I literally just thought, right, it stopped raining, let me get the rods out. I've got nothing in here set up, I've had no food yet, it's 7 o'clock, 7:15. I've got nothing done yet, but I've had a fish already. I'm proper chuffed, guys. Friday night, pressure's off, particularly when you're doing vlogs, you know, there's always a bit of pressure to catch. I like just coming out and enjoying myself, but there is a bit of pressure to catch, and actually I've got one over on the edge of my water and I've just seen some movement over there, and that's the cheese. I tell you what, I'm super pumped, guys. I'm proper pumped to get a fish that early. Happy days. Thank them carp gods. Alright guys, well hopefully I'll get some more action tonight and get another fish. I mean, that would be amazing. Seriously, I'd be so chuffed. Alright guys, well, it's about 8:30 Friday evening. I thought I'd give you a little update. Sorry, it's not to say I've had a fish, but it is to say I did have a take. So I'll tell you what I was doing. Obviously, I had that bite really quick on that mussel earlier. So I made myself some dinner, had a really nice quesadilla, another beef and cheese quesadilla. Absolutely lovely. I think that's how you say them. Proper lovely anyway. And whilst I'm eating, I'm thinking, I think that rod should have gone off. And I'm thinking, well, you know what? Maybe mussels overnight is not the best way to go. So I decided I was going to bring it in and put the pepperami on. Brought it in, sure enough, nothing on the end of the hook, so I'm glad that I did. So I got pepperami out. Well, I cast the pepperami out and I had my rod sort of going across all my other 3 rods because I was just about to put the back lid on and the middle rod went off and it had the cheese on. And somehow, fumbling around in the dark, I've got it wrapped up in the other line and I've ended up losing whatever fish is on the end of it. I lost the lead, so there definitely was a fish there. Lost the lead, it ripped off, so redone all the rods. But yeah, so that would have been number 2. So it does give me a bit of faith though that I'm in a good swim. There's definitely fish in the area. As always, I've got it backleaded, so I shouldn't be getting liners, I should only be getting takes. Now we have got rain coming in a few hours through the night, so, and unfortunately it's a southwesterly wind, which means it is going to be blowing into me, so I'm going to have to put the door down. Maybe have a letterbox style, and I hate having my door down, to be fair. I like it up so I can see the rods, and 2, I can run out if need be, but oh well, it is what it is. So that's a quick little update. Yes, I did actually have another fish on, but lost it. But that's fishing, you know. Those are the tells that we get to let people know about. So fingers crossed I can get another one tonight and give you another update later on. Thanks for watching, guys. Morning. Well, about 7 o'clock Saturday morning, and a couple of little things have happened. So I redid one of the rods last night, changed it to pepperami. Actually the mussels one, so I changed the mussels ones to pepperami. About 1 o'clock, no, about 1:30, sorry, I had another bite. So lovely £20 common. Let's show you that footage. Alright guys, so fish number 2 for me, this time on the pepperami. I swapped out the mussels because they were getting mashed, changed it to pepperami. It's about 1:30, and here we go guys, beautiful common. Very happy with that. Coming in at £20 guys, okay? £20. I'll get some pictures of both sides and get it back, but happy days, fish number 2 on the pepperami. Well, as you can see, another lovely fish at Mousehole, and that meant I'd had one on the mussels and on the pepperami. Now before that, I'd also lost one on the cheese. So what happened was, pitch black, dark, I thought, I wonder if that mussel's still on, maybe I should swap to pepperami for the night. Obviously mussels are quite soft, so I thought, okay, let's pull it in. I was just putting it out, and I was at the stage where I was kind of had my one rod going across another, because I was going to put a back lead on this one to go across, and the rod underneath it went off, and somehow I ended up getting the lines crossed over and then tangled, and then I lost the fish that I had taken on the cheese. So that was a little bit gutting, but I'm happy with 2 fish, I've got to be honest. It's been raining through most of the night and I haven't been to sleep yet, so that one, that very angry comment took out the other 2 rods basically. And then I've just had some new line put on when I was casting during the week, and it started coming off from the bottom of the spool, and it would just give me all manners of problems. So I had to strip off loads of line, and in the end I stripped it off to where I was happy, you know, there wasn't any more problems, but I couldn't unravel it, so I ended up having to chop it, re-put tubing on and all that stuff in the night when my eyes are terrible, so that wasn't fun. So I was still up at 3 o'clock, 3:30 actually, I was still up at 3:30 getting all 3 rods out, and then after that it was chucking it down with rain. I just couldn't get back to sleep, so I've practically had no sleep, and I am cream crackered, I've got to be honest, I won't lie. So just going to be watching the water this morning. It's drizzling a little bit at the minute, but not like it has been all night. It's been really heavy all night. And this morning I decided, right, check the pepper armies on it. It was, but I've taken it off and swapped it back to the mussels. I think the mussels gave the quickest bite I've ever had in my life. Literally yesterday, that one that I'd had a roach, big roach earlier. Done the other 2 rods and then thought I'll come back to that when it's only an underarm cast. I literally cast it out, just putting the rod down, hadn't quite got to the bobbin, and it ripped off. So yeah, really surprised. I've never fished with mussels before, but wow, that was crazy. I might end up doing my left hand rod actually, guys, sorry. It's in the middle at the minute because I just cast dark last night and cast a PVA bag out, but I'm actually seeing some movement over near the corner of the island, so I think I'm going to redo one of my rods quickly. Right then guys, your morning update. The alternative bait seemed to be doing me well so far. 2 bites, I'm extremely happy with that obviously. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, well it's about 11:30 Saturday. 11 o'clock I brought the rods in. Well, actually what happened, I had a perch on the rod that's got the mussels on. It's now inside some armour mesh, so I'm not losing the mussels each time, and it got wrapped up in the middle rod and it ended up coming off, but it was a decent perch, probably about £4. So I thought I'd just go back to the van, get a few more supplies. So just start with, just to do a little bit of mix, there's some Monster Baits Beast in there with crumb and some sriracha sauce, so I'm going to give this a good little mix up, and then we'll be getting that out with everything today. Obviously I'm sticking with the mussels, pepper army. I may be going just mussels and pepper army from now on, guys. It tends to stay on a bit more, and as you can see, that's just a lovely little mix there. So that's what's going out today as well. You can get that on site or online from Monster Baits. Afternoon, well it's about 1:30 here Saturday, and nothing much to report. I obviously had my break, put the rods back out, got a little bit of bait, got a few more leads. I've been dropping leads this weekend, not intentionally, it's just been coming off. And I changed the rod that's on mussels, I put it in armour mesh because it was just getting smashed all the time, and the smaller fish were having it, mainly the perch, and I had caught a little perch. Well, actually it wasn't a little perch, it was quite a fair sized perch, but I caught a perch. Thought, right, I'm going to put it in armour mesh. So I put it in armour mesh, doing a little bit of filming, and then the rod keeps like twitching and all the rest along, not going along. So I thought, right, okay, let me pull it in. The perch have smashed through the armour mesh and there's not much of the mussels left, so I had to put another one on. Hopefully it will stay on long enough for the carp to get to it before the perch smash it. Well, that's the first for me, guys. My mussel in armour mesh has even been attacked enough that it's not in the bag anymore. I'm guessing that's a perch. I did have a perch in it earlier, but wow. Okay, let's put another armour mesh bag on and see how long that one lasts. So that's my problem at the minute. I think that's my perch just smashing up the mussels big time. Don't think there's been much out. I think the guys opposite had one. I think it's either 4. Yeah, I think it's swim 4. I think it's swim 4's had one today. Haven't heard it or seen anything else. Weather's threatening to rain some more. Yeah, that's a bit more like what I expect when I come fishing. Blimey. Meant to be raining to about 1 o'clock. So I was actually just opened up in here trying to get the floor dry, really, or the front part dry. But I think most of my hopes are on tonight, guys, if I'm honest. So I'm just gonna maybe try and catch a couple hours sleep if I can, although the rain is due again soon, and then concentrate mainly on getting them out tonight. I haven't seen anything to go out today, to be fair. So yesterday there was one that boshed in the margin. Nothing there today. I have seen some fizzing towards the edge of my boundaries, but within them, so I could go there. I'm not far from there at the minute, to be fair, and I just thought I'd try in front of the Willow Tree Island today. So I'll keep watching the water. If I see anything that I know is worthwhile going for tonight, then I might change the spots. If not, it'll be the same 3 spots, guys, A, B, C. I'll put it up on the map for you now. Don't see any reason to change them if I can't see anything better to go at. If you're on the bank, guys, I hope you're having a good one. I'm happy with the 2 I've had so far, to be fair, so let's just see if I can get any more before I leave early-ish tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed. Afternoon. Right, it's about 4:30, guys, and decided to do my rods early for the evening, only on the hope that I might get something before it gets dark and then have an opportunity to redo them again. So it's 4:30 and let's tell you what's on and where. So this margin down here, guys, this is where I had both successful bites. I have another bite over there, but I lost it. So the pepper army and the mussels were down here. Now I think the perch have kind of homed in on that and they're smashing my mussels down here. So I've moved away from the mussels in this spot. I've gone for a yellow plum ice, Monster Baits plum ice in a solid PVA bag. So that's going to be down here for this evening. Now the other two are obviously, you can see the Willow Tree Island. I'll just zoom in a little bit. So I've gone mid-channel, not quite halfway, and that's where the mussels are now. So they're halfway. Then I've gone a little bit closer to the island off the corner, and that's where the pepper army is. So that's where they're going to stay for tonight, guys, unless I see a fish jump or show and I want to move one onto it. That's where they're going to stay, and I hopefully keep fishing that way till tomorrow morning, and fingers crossed get another fish or two. But considering it's been raining and all today, it's now turning out quite nice. You can see the sun's over there, absolutely blistering down, which is good because my bivvy needs drying before tomorrow. So that's where we are for Saturday early evening. Fingers crossed we can get one before it gets dark. Morning all. Well, 6:30 Sunday morning, and yeah, unfortunately that lack of footage means I didn't have anything last night. A little bit surprising. I'm not certain I'm going to have anything today. I'll turn the camera around in a second. It's freezing. It's about 7 degrees, so it's dropped massively from yesterday's just mist everywhere. I mean, I like waking up to it. It looks great. I do enjoy it, but it's very fresh at the minute, I will say that. Probably time to start putting a winter bag on soon, I would imagine. It's certainly a little bit chilly. Now, I did get up about 3 o'clock and I just wasn't confident in the mussels rod that the bait was still on there, so I brought it in. It was still on there. I swapped it for another one and just underarm cast it out and pinged a few freebies over in the area. I'm not certain I quite got exactly where I wanted and all the rest, so I'm thinking I might just redo that one rod and leave the other two. When the temperatures drop like that, I kind of lose a little bit of confidence, thinking, not quite so sure. So I don't know, we'll have to see how this morning goes. I'm going to make myself a coffee. I think I'll probably do the rod first actually. Get that done so I can relax, make myself a coffee and then just watch the water. I heard a couple bosh out last night during the night. Other than that, nothing. I don't know if anyone caught last night, guys. Don't think I heard any alarms go off. But like I said, I'm going to redo one rod quickly, get the bait boat out and just make sure I've got some bait and all the rest exactly where I need it, and have a coffee, wake up. But anyway, before I do that, let me just swing the camera around and you'll see what I mean by it's a totally different morning here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, guys. There you go. Oh, that's not quite where I stand properly. There you go, guys. As you can see, that is. And the camera always makes it look better than what it does here. But yeah, that's very, very moody morning. Well, it's just gone 8 o'clock Sunday morning and I'm going to close this session, try and be off by 10. So I'm going to do a very slow pack down. I've still got to try and let the bivvy dry a little bit more before I pack it away. So far I've only managed to, obviously if I get another whilst I'm packing down I will bring the camera back out. But I'm very happy with those two I had. One, I've not been having the greatest sessions at Mousehole recently, so to get 2 fish, I'm very, very happy with that. And the fact they're on alternative baits, meaning one was on mussels, one was on gourami. I also did have another take on cheese, so all 3 baits I brought to try this weekend I did actually have a take on. So really happy with that, and I'll be honest, I probably will be using mussels again. And in fact, next week I've actually got a 72-hour session at Cotterton Lakes with a load of my friends from here, and I think mussels might be on one of the rods. I've got to be honest. I do feel like it's one of those baits that if they're not used to it, they will jump on it. Unfortunately here the perch have just been smashing it this weekend, but that's what you've got to expect. So I've had a really good session, guys. It's been good. It's a little bit chilly at the minute, which is why I want to start packing up early, keep myself moving. I've been sneezing in the bivvy at the minute because I'm stationary and it's a little bit cold. My hands are freezing at the minute. So I want to get myself moving, get stuff packing down, and yeah, that's it. So firstly, guys, just want to say thank you very much for watching the vlog. I hope you enjoyed the Mousehole Diaries. Obviously, you know, this is my first place of choice to go, so I absolutely love it here. There's been some good fish out in the last week here, including, I think, maybe 240s within the last week. It's been crazy here. Right, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, guys, it doesn't cost you anything. Please hit that subscribe button when you stop the video. If you've enjoyed this vlog, give it the old thumbs up. And if you want to be notified of future posts, hit that bell icon. Only leaves me to say, stay safe, stay fishing. I'll see you on the next vlog.